Hey you go guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to CommonClass. Today I'm going to be giving you a bit of story time from Dunn. Dundee comes from Tasmania, Hobart. I've been watching him for a bit. I used to watch him a lot back in primetime days, Cursor days and stuff like that, back when they were doing all their battle rap rounds, even 360 and all that, where they all came from. He went quiet for a while that I saw. Either I dropped off the bandwagon for a bit or what, but then he dropped, about 11 months ago, he dropped a track called Shadows from Shine and caught my attention again. Yeah, and so I'm going to jump into that and sort of break it. I've listened to it a couple of times. It's actually a really good track. It's got mad harmonies and that. Anyway, I'm going to jump into it. Shout out THC TV, done a lot for the scene as well. Got a lot of the lower artists up in the scene, gave him a bit of attention, and yeah, shout out. Harmonies with his voice. Cunt's got a voice on him, man. He can actually sing.
Take it back to when I got in this. Nothing more than a snotty kid. All I craved was a little bit of fame. Sat listening to tapes, you could tell how much I wanted it. Before I ever had to follow, when you saw my older brother on the stage and I followed him. In our teens local scene had some dominance. I only caught a glimpse, but my vision locked on to her. Cause we started out as novices, but I could see my love for it was blossoming. So I went and
everyone starts as novices. Even right now, what I'm doing right now, novice as.
Became the embodiment of this name that they gave in this moniker. Eventually I traveled around the continent, battling to turn me to a warrior. I saw some dollars and I started getting sponsorship. Looking at the profit, never think about the cost of it.
That's him there hitting up on his battle rap days. That's how he made his name. He might have done a few gigs and stuff like that, but really it was battle rap that I found him in.
Till I felt lost in it. I was naive and couldn't see the positives. Could hear the demons that were lurking my subconsciousness. I hit the poison just to hide my own incompetence.
Hit the poison to hide his own incompetence.
And I guess the change is obvious. I was addicted.
Guess the change is obvious.
To the feeling that I got from it. Any good advice I got, I went and did the opposite. Was fucking up repeatedly, not think about the consequence. Told them all to put a sock in it. They only gave a fuck about me when I rose to prominence. Feelings were ominous from all the broken promises, when all I ever really wanted from it was acknowledgement. Or was I fishing for compliments? But this shit's the only thing that ever gave me confidence. So I can look back at my accomplishments, wonder how they treat me if I just remained anonymous. Sometimes I wish I never gave in to the opulence. I wish I never bothered getting caught up in the politics. I wish I never ever cared about this bollocks where I need a validation instead of staying autonomous. What a crock.
I gotta say, that flow is starting, that flow is keeping, that's awesome.
Shit, why can't I just be happy with what I got from this? Looking at what I didn't do instead of what I did. That'll have you feeling robbed when you gotta win. But maybe that's just my prerogative. Maybe if I tone it down for radio more polished that I couldn't reel it in at all. I had to be provocative, was screaming fuck the world until I burn in my esophagus. Reaching for the stars like astronomers in this 3-ring circus that they want from us. Pushed it to the back of my mind and built a tolerance for any time I hear my music playing through the monitors. All these shadows from shine, they damage my mind. Brought out that arrogant pride from when I carried a mic. When I look back at my life in front of cameras and lights, would I be happy inside without this passion of mine? All these shadows from shine, they damaged my mind, brought out my arrogant pride from when I carried a mic. When I look back at my life in front of cameras and lights, would I be happy inside without this passion of mine? Yeah, I've been around, was in the thick of it, I thought I had it figured out. Past the point of no return, it had me feeling down, thought I was at the end of it, but it's only the beginning.
He's coming straight back in the second verse with the same that's awesome. That flow is hectic and it's storytelling.
Now, chasing fame at me wigging out. But there's more to it than playing to the biggest crowds. There's more to it than stacking up a big account. More to it than sniffing mouths, partying or living loud. Cause I came from a little town, and anywhere I went I did my city proud. They knew I was a beast, can you hear me growl? Hanging from my high-rise King Kong in the south. That's how the king was crowned.
Shout out Legal Merchandise. Those boys are doing well for the scene as well, supporting who needs to be supported.
For the most I was too ignorant to think about it, just chasing the next target, me a head of powder. Fucking my priorities were focused on the drinks I'm drowning. But I'm from Hobart, I grew up in the midst of mountains. Thought I reached the peak, but the image had my vision doubted. But I couldn't see the pinnacle because the shit was
Shout out Greeley, Mr. Big Teeth Greeley back in the background there. Used to run rap battles, used to host them all, did a lot for the scene. Still doing a lot now. That boy's
I'd lost my footing, hanging on for life, all the wind was howling. White flag at the ready like I've been surrounded. Instead of moving up, I was just sitting down. The fame tasted sweet, but with every sip it's sour. Only holding on to this rap because it gives me power. But power fed my ego, it was repetitive. Not looking at the positives, I focused on the negatives. Turned me from an optimist, I went into a pessimist. I feel
sorry to pause again, I'll bounce back, but what I like about this too is not just sort of single syllable rhyming. He's breaking down like 3-4 syllable words and keeping that going on a continuous flow. Like focus on the negative.
My head was jealous, I'm not looking at the positives. I focused on the negatives. Turned me from an optimist, I went into a pessimist. I filled my head with jealousy and made me too competitive. Getting argumentative and lost my sense of etiquette. Insensitive to anything that didn't get me credited. I thought it was imperative, I chose it over everything. Was chasing mine and thought that no one else could stop me getting it. The shadows to the shine is so relative. Was it my own choice? Well, that's a definite. All the privileges I got still have me feeling tentative when I'm projecting all the energy to representative. Staying silent in a room full of elephants. It kept me up at night, that's why I blur it out with sedatives. Because we reap what we sow and then take the benefits. What ain't the fame's fault that I became my own nemesis?
Ain't the fame's fault that I became my own nemesis. That hits hard. That's a hectic line, man. Staying silent in a room full of elephants. It ain't the fame's fault that I became my own nemesis.
All these shadows from shine, they damage my mind. Brought out that arrogant pride from when I carried a mic. When I look back at my life in front of cameras and lights, would I be happy inside without this passion of mine? All these shadows from shine, they damage my mind. Brought out my arrogant pride from when I
And it's a really good track breaking down the, like he's admitting to the fact that what the microphone did to him, like holding the microphone, like thinking that he's this hardcore fucking rapper, you know, damaging who he actually is. The ego came out, the pride, you know, he became someone he didn't like. He became a monster, like chasing the fame, chasing the light, chasing the money, chasing that, chasing this, chasing that. It's not what it's about. He forgot the music, he forgot, you know, what's good about it.
Carried a mic when I look back at my life in front of cameras and lights. Would I be happy inside without this passion of mine? All these shadows from shine, they damage my mind. Brought out that arrogant pride from when I carried a mic. When I look back at my life in front of cameras and lights, would I be happy inside without this passion of mine? All these shadows from shine, they damage my mind. Brought out my arrogant pride from when I carried a mic. When I look back at my life in front of cameras and lights, would I be happy inside without this passion of mine? After all this time, it's now I find those shadows ain't from shine. After all this time, it's now I find those shadows
Yeah, really.
ain't from shine. After all this time, it's now.
I wonder there, is that his mum? Or, like, no offense, I don't mean it. It looks like your mum. Like, if that's sick, like showing the support, like Aussie mum, you know what I mean? If that's someone else, if it's a different relation, I apologize.
Now I find those shadows ain't from shine. After all this
That's sweet. His daughter, I think it is.
time, it's now I find those shadows ain't from shine.
That's a mad video. The other night, actually, when Complete was playing down in, I'm sure where he was playing, to be honest, he might have been down in Tasmania. He had Dundee as a support act, and the boys, Omac, Misk, and Complete was having a few beers with Greeley and Dundee at the pub, and they were running on Instagram. I decided to try and jump in, see if they'd run me live, and I've never met Dundee until that point. And when he jumped on the video, the dude seems humble as, like he seems like a real nice bloke. Like he was trying, because it was hard to hear, like my phone's fucked anyway. I couldn't hear what they were saying, and they were at the pub, so they couldn't hear what I was saying, but he jumped in and just like tried to, you know, talk to me like, hey dude, you know, like I don't know, he just comes across as a real humble bloke. I don't know what he used to be. Back in his battle rap days, he seemed pretty girly, you know what I mean? Like he had to be back in those days. But that's a real humble track. Like that's the vocals in it, breaking down his life, you know, looking back, reminiscing on you know, all the mistakes he made, in a sense. Like he regrets a lot of the ego push, he regrets a lot of the mistakes he made in chase of the fame, in a sense, until he had his daughter by the looks of it. Like breaking down the track a bit, he comes in hard, non-stop, with a continuous flow, and the story doesn't let up. He's able to rhyme with the same system all the way along, tell us the story in such a G-up way. It's a very long song, it's like 6.5 minutes long, and there wasn't, at one point I was bored of it. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think it was a 6-minute track. And the chorus, like the vocals he comes in with, auto-tuned or not, I don't know. I'm not. He's got a voice on him. That boy can sing. You know what I mean? Repping Hobart hard. Shout out to Greeley and Grime Time TV. Shout out to THC TV. Shout out to Dundee. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Hit up down below, comment me and whatnot if you got any ideas of what I should react to, and if you got any constructive criticism. If you want to hit me up, say I'm an ugly cunt who can't talk for shit, why am I even commenting on Aussie hip hop? I should die in a hole. That's fine too, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try and bring as much music from my perspective, whether you like it or not. CommonClass from Sydney, Australia. Sick of people from America, the UK, all the other boys giving opinions on a culture they don't know anything about. As my videos progress, I'm going to start diving in deeper into tracks. I've got a couple of artist breakdowns coming up, especially here in Australia. It really does make a difference on an artist where you grew up. You know what I mean? Like here in Sydney even. If you grew up in the Shire compared to if you grew up in Redfern. Hit me up if you got any ideas of who I should react to next. Any gigs happening, hit me up. Hit me up on Instagram. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.